I'm gonna leave with this. You got no money, you're listening to us, you're like, these two fucking guys, like, they don't fucking know me, they don't fucking get it. Here's what's up. It's called Craigslist. There's a section. You go to Craigslist, go for sale, and then hit, that's the next button you click, and then there's a button within for sale called free. Click it. In America, because we're the wealthiest fucking country in the world, even when you live in the fucking hood, when you hit free, people are giving away free shit. People are giving away old TVs, old couches, frames, video games for free. You click the button, you go, yo, I'm coming to your house, I'm picking it up. You pick it up. You don't have transportation, good. You carry a fucking chair on a bus in the fucking subway. People look at you, who gives a fuck? Fuck them. Next, you come home. I know you got a cell phone. This is not about the right software anymore. Everybody's got a smartphone. Everybody I know who's homeless has a fucking iPhone. Okay? You have a phone. Take a picture of the fucking chair, and if you don't have a Facebook account, create a Facebook account. There's something called Facebook Marketplace. It's the eBay and Craigslist of Facebook. You post it. You put the chair on for 20 bucks. Somebody's gonna message you and buy it off of you. You can do that 50 times a month and make $3,000 a month, and now you have money. Or you can sit at home, play fucking 2K, and blame the world for your shortcomings. Period.
They don't want to do that.
Brother, people don't want to work. You know why? It's easier to complain. Because we think a lot about money and opportunity. Let me tell you about an opportunity that I can't get out of my head, which is there's a website called Craigslist. There's a section called free, where people list shit that they want to get rid of. You go there and you take it, and then you list it on Facebook Marketplace and you sell it. And when I think about this, I've been dreaming about this for the last 72 hours, by the way. Like, I'm literally doing this selfishly, so D-Rock captured this because this video is going out. Like, it's crazy to me that the only thing that stops somebody from winning is education and the work ethic, right? I understand that. But education comes in so many different forms. I was on the Breakfast Club the first time, and Envy thought I was a motivational speaker, like a bullshit rah-rah, kind of like the secret shit. So he kind of called me out, and I was like, fuck. He's like, you're live on the radio. He's like, and he's like, give us something practical. Fuck this mindset shit, right? I'm like, okay, the mindset's the game, but fuck it, I'll give it to you. And I said, go to the dollar store and go to Marshall's, take your phone, scan shit, look it up on eBay, and if it costs $2 in Marshall's and it's selling for $9 on eBay, buy it and sell it. And that was it. It was kind of like this moment in a 6-minute radio spot. And then it caught a little, then I read all the comments and people are like, bullshit or yes. Then I start getting emails like, yo, I make $500 a week, but I'm making $200 now because I'm going to the dollar store and selling it on eBay. And it built in this whole thing, and then I named it the 2017 Flip Challenge. And we have 10,000 emails of people who've literally went garage sailing to the thrift store and the dollar store and have made 20, 30, 40,000. I started thinking about the long tail of all this, right? Like we're in this, especially like in this incubator, like 99% of startups are gonna fail in this generation because we're living through the greatest era of fake entrepreneurship. The amount of fake entrepreneurs that are in this building right now is extraordinary. It's true. It's true, and by the way, please, I know a lot of you don't know me. I'm not sitting on a high horse like I'm a good entrepreneur and you're not. It's just black and white obvious because it's a bubble, because it got cool, right? It got cool. This whole thing I'm pushing of like, yo, go to Craigslist, pick up something that's on the free section, and sell it on Facebook Marketplace for 20 bucks. You should see the shit I'm getting. Talk about homeless. DM, I was homeless 100 days ago. I saw your video. First, the best thing about the homeless game is everyone's got an iPhone. Like people don't understand what homeless really, they don't get it. They're like, I'm not homeless no more. I literally made $4,000 and like I didn't get it. Sure. Like it's real, and that's what this is. Like everybody's got pickles. Everybody right now who's watching this video, because I'm gonna make sure a lot of people watch it, they have an aunt who makes raspberry jam. They have a grandmother who makes, deviled eggs. They've got their, let's talk about fried chicken for a minute. Let's talk about Southern culture fried chicken. Those should be the 6 biggest restaurants in America. You get somebody who really knows how to make chicken and you teach them how to really flip it using social media and a cart, That's the next Kentucky Fried Chicken is the kid right now who's sitting, watching this video, literally, like laying in his bed, literally, and was like, fuck it. I'm gonna go let my grandma make a bunch of chicken. I'm gonna put it in a cart. I'm gonna start flinging it, and literally both me and you are gonna get an email in 9 years and be like, yo, Bama Chicken is me. I saw that video 9 years ago. That's what's real. That's why this is important, because this feels real. The fantasy of like, yo, I'm gonna build an app and be Mark Zuckerberg, it sounds good coming out of your lips, but you don't believe it. You watch this, like everyone's like, I can fucking sell pickles. I've gotten 2 examples in the last 3 weeks of kids that were making money on retail arbitrage, right? So I think I brought up already the Craigslist, the Facebook Marketplace. I think, no question, if you said to me, hey, this is a classroom of like 16-year-olds and they have to make money in the next 24 months or bad stuff happens. I only default into go buy shit and sell it and run the internet arbitrage. We'll spend the first 3 months, I'll teach you everything about Craigslist and eBay and Facebook Marketplace and let go, and then we'll talk about China and buying shit there and the arbitrage. I would spend an enormous amount of time because the practicality right now in the inefficiency of the internet of buying and selling stuff is extraordinary. In the last 3 weeks, I've had these kids who, have been following my content and they're like, Gary, I want to get your advice. And basically both narratives went the exact same way, which is, hey, I listened to you, I got good, I started buying stuff, then I hit it big. A bunch of people made a lot of money on the solar eclipse glasses. Like you could literally buy those things for like 16 cents in China on Baidu and then sell it for like $4 a pop on Amazon. People made bank. Like I know one kid who made $317,000 on a $3,000 starting point, right? So it's very real to me instead of I'm gonna build some crazy app that's gonna fucking change the world, right? Because it's practical as fuck. And both of them have made real money. One kid's made like 60,000 this year off of like $100 base, right? Like these are like real money. And both of them took it all and bought crypto. Yes. Yes. And by the way, I believe in blockchain as a technology out my ass. The part of the story he doesn't know is they bought at 17,000, right? And they bought at 17,000 because they read 400 articles that said it was gonna be 34,000. And by the way, Bitcoin could be 400,000. I'm not sure. I don't know. Here's what I'm disappointed in. Short-term thinking. Kids should go work for people for free and keep it humble for the first 3 years. Free to as little as possible. I think every one of you in this room should like live in the same 1-bedroom apartment, but work for the best person you can get in front of for free, because the IP, the intelligence, like you can read books about how to play basketball, but until you get on the court, the fuck? And that's what's happening. And so, yeah, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. I just want practicality back in the system, because I think you have to understand, people wrap their self-esteem up in their business. Yeah. You start a new business, you're 24, you're telling your mom, you're telling your homies, you're like, I got this business, and you're fucking flashing it, and you put entrepreneur in the title of your Instagram, and you're on blast now, and when it fails, all your self-esteem goes with it. And I wanna remind everybody, 99% are gonna fail. Yeah. This isn't 50. Yeah. So like everybody who's saying like, yeah, but I'm gonna break through, cool, but like 99% are gonna fail. Yeah. Plus the economy's been phenomenal for 9 years in a row now. Yeah. So all the kids, you're like, you've gotta be 32 to even basically kind of remember when shit was bad. So if you're under 32, you've never been punched in the fucking mouth, so you don't even know the difference. You think it's just always gonna be like this. You don't know what it really looks like. You're not winning and building a business during easy times. The fuck are you think is gonna happen when no money is around? Yeah. So I'm concerned, but I'm optimistic. Yeah. I just wish people got real with themselves. One guy's like, yo, I was homeless. I got $10 from handouts. I caught your video because he had a phone. My service was cut off a month later, so I lost you. I didn't have it, but I had the 10 bucks. I heard you. I went and bought $10 worth of water at the bodega, went outside, sold it, made 20, kept building, and he remembered the thrift store flip. He walked in, he had $47. He bought a pair of Jordans that were in the thrift store for $19. He sold them for $57 on eBay. He just kept going and going and going and going and going and going. He didn't care what people were saying when he sold water outside. He didn't care what people said when he was going into every thrift store. He didn't give a fuck. He just kept going and going and going, saved up enough to turn back on his service, get a year's worth of service. Now he's back on the internet. Now he's really flipping stuff on Instagram and Amazon and eBay. And he just kept going and he made thousands and thousands of dollars. Then he got an apartment. Like, my big thing is, what's your alternative? Like, what, are you gonna sit and fucking dwell? So it's just there. You just have it so much better than people that looked like you and had your situation 30, 40 years ago and didn't have the web, period. So I don't know, it's just remarkable. It's just remarkable. I don't know what to say. That wasn't real. That wasn't real when I was a kid. I was buying all sorts of dumb shit to sell, but I had to go to flea markets on the weekend. If I had eBay, fuck, I'd own the Jets now. Honestly, bro, for me, the biggest thing about this is what I want kids to think entrepreneurship is. This is what I care about. Everybody wants to fucking come up with the Uber of fucking waffles, and I'm gonna build an app, and like, I'm building the next sneaker fucking marketplace, and everybody's so fucking impractical. Like, know what you know, and fucking put your fucking head down for a decade, and then look up.
Yes, sir.
But nobody wants to do that. A lot of people are treating their business the way you go to a casino. Yeah, you could have one night where you took 5,000 from the casino, but why don't you keep going every night and tell me how it works out? They don't build Vegas on us winning. And everybody's treating their business that way right now. Everybody's jumping from trend to trend. They have no foundation of what they're actually doing. They're writing only headlines, and they're gonna get exposed. Instead of taking a meaningful step back and doing a lot of thinking about how exciting it is to eat shit. You know, the thing that works for me that I really wished on everybody else is I love the journey. I love the game. I love the struggle. Do you know why I keep doing new things? Because I like when people clown on me. You know why I came out with a sneaker, my own sneaker, especially growing up in that era? Because I knew people were gonna shit on me, thinking I had too big of an ego and audacity, and I knew people didn't think it was gonna work. And that's why I did it, because I wanted that struggle. And then the high of outselling Future and Weekend's sneakers combined, that high is the greatest. And the low, that's my L. When you love the game that you're in, you win either way. You either win and you get to talk shit, or you lose and your boys get to talk shit and you laugh along with them. The biggest problem right now is insecurity. Everybody's actions are to get shit to close their insecurity. You need a new pair of fucking Supremes because you want to tell people who you are through your Supremes, but you're just fucking disguising your weakness. And so I am absolutely obsessed for people to start talking about self-awareness and patience, because they will work. Now, it might take 15 years, it might take 7, it may take 9, but if you actually take tried and true things like that during a time where there's this much opportunity, it's not sexy to walk around and say you buy weird like candles in China and sell them on Amazon and make $7,000 a month, but it works. And I've literally sat in rooms and had these one-on-one discussions, and kids have chosen the sexier thing because we're playing one big fucking game of optics. I worked for my dad's liquor store when I was from 22 to 34 years old. I built my dad's liquor store to a $60 million business, and at 34 years old, I left and had nothing. It was my dad's business. I would inherit it one day, but I hope my dad lives forever and I'll be 90, right? So, like, I did what I thought was right. Different circumstance, but I did what I thought was right. I was an immigrant kid. My parents took me from shitty Russia to America. I wanted to pay them back. I worked my face off, gave up all my 20s, right? Super easy to be humble with her when you're humble. You know? So, you know, when I hear you asking that question without knowing every one of your details, I think you gotta do what you have to do to get to the next step to give yourself more options. Got it? So like if you're good at it and it works and it can get you to that next spot that gives you options at 30, how old are you?
I'm 15.
Mazel. You're 15. If that can get you to a place at 27 that gives you options, you'll be a kid at 27. At 15, you think 27's fucking dead, old. I get it. I remember. But I'm telling you to your face, it's young kid, you're a young kid. How many people here would love to be 27?
I am.
I want to go away from home.
Get to that next spot. I get it. Listen, let me tell you one thing that you will not hear often. The person that knows how to eat the most amount of shit usually eats the most amount of caviar. You just gotta be patient. That's where you gotta stay disciplined and save that money and not buy all the stuff that's getting fed to you that you need. It's hard to get to the next spot when you spend $700 to buy a Supreme bag. To me, I love entrepreneurship and the process so much that I need nothing. I don't need, like, I wanna sleep on the floor with 4 buddies in a studio in Hoboken because entrepreneurship is more interesting to me than a nice watch, right? I mean it. I mean, it's a very simple equation. You can do it, you just have to give up a lot of shit. And are you willing to? And that's it. And so there's no advice. There's just the conversation you're having with yourself and recognizing that you can have, and you know what's amazing about the internet? You can do both. This didn't exist before. That's why I wrote Crush It. The first book I wrote was really just about, 9 p.m. to 2 in the morning. If you're complaining so much and you don't wanna have a job, but you have to feed your family or pay off your college loans, good news. Your parents didn't have this option, but all of you do. Go home, and instead of watching fucking Breaking Bad, work. And work from 9 to 2 in the morning for long enough until you built something that allows you to switch. I mean, it's quite practical. And there's nothing I can, and you're right, I do contradict myself because the advice is not for everybody's got their own advice. I don't know everybody individually. If we hung for 30 days, I'd probably be able to give a much better answer. But I will say this, if you have entrepreneurial tendencies, you should always, that should become your full-time 24/7, 365 hobby. No more bowling, no more, I've never been to a happy hour in my fucking life. You know what I mean? This is time to do what you wanna do if you really want it. On the flip side, maybe it's not. In the flip side, there's a lot of times that I wish I had more balance in my DNA. Being on the bowling team sounds kinda cool. Being able to relax and not know that everything is your fault is kinda interesting. When it's yours, it's all every single problem at VaynerMedia, Wine Library, and Vayner Capital is 100% my fault because I empower everybody else that's fucking up. When people were putting me down, man, I was collecting them in my head. I just don't believe in anybody's opinion about me more than I believe in the opinion I got about myself. Do you know what the most delicious flavor in the world is? I told you so. You understand? I don't admire anybody enough to take their point of view on me over my own. Listen, let me tell you something about this country. We love the rags to riches story a hell of a lot more than any other story. You are set up for the good shit. It's just, are you gonna work hard enough and get into the right mental place to get there? For me, once I made $100,000 a year, Antonio, then I was good. I thought I'd made it forever. I've never felt the impact of money since that mark the same way. Cause I don't need stuff. I don't need stuff. The reason I love being an entrepreneur is cause nobody's my fucking boss. So making $80,000 a year selling rubber bands on Amazon sounds great to me because nobody's yelling at me how many rubber, I just like the autonomy, I like the control. The reason I take so many risks, and always did, and that's why I won, was because if I lost, I didn't care about what anybody thought about my L. It's my fucking L. I'm telling you, if you can figure out how to get every voice out of your mind, your whole life will change. Doesn't mean you don't take advice from people, but if you realize how to get quiet up here, everything's different, man. What's scary about failure? I love losing. It means I learned something. People are always like, man, I'm like, yeah, I go hard for sleep. What time? It's 10:07.
We're doing
It's 10:07 right now. What the fuck do you do at 10:07 at night? You know what I mean? People are like, oh, you lucky. I'm like, yeah, I'm real fucking lucky. I've worked 18 fucking hours a day for the last fucking 25 years.